Okay, we're back on this transmission. I'm doing a quick mock-up over here on the support plate. And first thing we need a stud, so this should be the correct one here. So, yeah, it looks like it might be. Okay, there's an easy one. Okay, next problem is when you put the James Nunn here, which has that thick seal on it, with these support plates here, there's not a lot of room in the back for the bearing. You shove it all the way in, you have a little bit of a gap issue right there. Needs to be taken up. So what I'm going to use some washers here. So these are some grade 8 washers I got. So these are an 1/8 inch thick. And they go in there like that, and you can see how there's not enough material there. So we grab a grade 8 AN washer, thick washer, and you see how that'll be. Put a hole on my hand there. That will move it out. Definitely hard to hold on with your hand. That'll move you out the thickness of the washer, basically. So that'll get the nut here off of the seal. See, that's about 30 thou away right now. And that should be less than what we're going to add when we put these in here. So you get about another 30-second more to go. Because this one here is probably a 16 thick. Yeah. I think it won't fall off. Nice. It fell in, but it won't fall off. Oh well. 2 hands are needed. Wants to fight with me. Alright. So you gotta make sure your washers are clear going in here. If not, you have to grind them. So, as you can see, these ones will not clear. So we have to grind them. So I'll do this one right here. So you're going to take it, grind a little bit of flat spot on it, then it'll fit right in like it's supposed to. This one over here, no problem. So these ones, we'll have to grind them. But that one will just make it. Yep, that one does make it. So it's only the top one here that hits. Yep, those fit fine. This one here, no go. It's close, but not going to quite make it. Alright, so we only got to do 3 of them we have to grind. Makes it easy. We'll get to that later. This still has to be tightened up yet too, it's just sitting here. Yeah, it's in my hands. Okay, the other problem I got is this bearing's a little loose in here. It's supposed to be a tight fit. So we're going to put Loctite on this, and then we'll bolt it onto here and let it dry on the vehicle. That way this will stay put. I'm going to lightly peen it so that it will stay put, so I don't have to worry about it falling into the gear here, into the seal while it's sitting. So I just lightly prick punch it on the inside there. And on the surface here, it already looks like crap. So it'll stay put when I push it in. So we'll be modifying that too. Okay, so next thing on the list to do before I put the top on there for real, just kind of laying here like that, is I need to get the kicker studs over here figured out what we're going to do over here. So we're going to use chrome hex nuts, no lock washers. I'll get some AN stainless washers to put on here to keep from destroying the cover right here. Chrome will definitely make that bad. And then I also got to determine if this kicker gear has to be repositioned to get more tension on that spring. So that'll be another thing we got to figure out. Okay, so I forgot to grab the AN washers, so I need those. So we'll go and grab some AN washers real quickly, some stainless ones. Not the chrome ones. Stainless right there. How many is that? That's about 8 or 9, right? I got a couple extra ones. That would be enough. Yeah, it's self-closing almost. Yep. Oh, hang on there. Boom. Alright, so these are stainless steel, so they won't rust. They drop on the floor though. Yep, they do that. Stainless are a little soft, real pliable, so they'll bend a little bit to fit the cover, and it won't chew up the chrome. So we use those. Actually, I grabbed the wrong ones. These are 5/16. I would have done that. Yeah, it's the same dimension for now. Okay, so I got to figure out how much stud height we're going to use here. So I got two different studs that I have, part number wise. There's actually 3 different studs, because every time you buy studs, they change what's in the package on you. So you can't stay consistent on what you need. Every manufacturer does that too, including Colony. Well, that is a piece of crap lock washer. They got that at the dime store, I think. Yeah, you need a lot bigger one than that, or put a washer under it. Maybe I'll give them a washer. Okay, so here's all my studs. Bugs eating me. Okay, this is the last group I bought, which are short. These are the ones I had before, they're a little bit longer. And these are another vendor, which are even longer yet. Alright, so every vendor is different. So there's a difference in length, see? You also got to look at how long it is on the coarse side it goes in the case versus the fine thread, which is on the top. So this one here is a little bit longer than this one, obviously. And then the same part number. Nice. And they made a change on it. So now we have 3 different lengths, see? Oop. Hard to hold it, we can see them all. So we have 1/8 inch increments for 2 different part numbers, which is wonderful. Makes it really fun to keep your inventory up. And these 2 were only bought a month apart. So obviously they changed inventory. Okay, so that's the small one. That's the long one. That's the intermediate one. Looks like I just enough to do one more job before I run out of those. Okay, so I'm going to take a short one. Lay it in there a little bit. Take our cover, put it on there. Take our washer, which is not the right one. And put a nut on it. And determine how long we want it to be. So right now we got a 1/4 inch hanging out, but we got to go in here another 3/16 into that back surface. So that means that'll be just about right with a lock washer. You put a lock on it also. So that was our intermediate length one, I think. And then for longer ones, we can use longer. Well, let's see, I think that's the short one because I only have 2 left here. Okay, so that means the short one will probably work for all the way around with no problem. And he's going to run an ignition switch right here with a little bracket, so we're going to run these 2 longer ones right here to make room for the bracket. Now if you bottom that all the way out in there, like that, you see how there's room to put a switch bracket on with that longer stud. If you put these ones on here like this, you can see how much longer it would be. It'd be way out there, see? Put a 1/4 inch bracket on there. Put an exhaust bracket off it. Alright, so we're going to put these 2 here, and I'm going to wind up using those short studs, which are these new ones here. And on these ones. See, those would be just about right. You have 1 to 2 threads showing when you're done, and you're going to be flush all the way in the back side here. And we're going to have about 3 threads hanging out the outside edge that we can see. We can probably run it all the way in until we see about 1.5 threads, and that'll make it almost flush. We don't have a gasket in here yet either, so you got to figure a little extra for that. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have about 1.5 to 2 threads showing will be the correct installed height for that one. And this one here we are going to have about the same thing. Okay, so we get the stud fitment figured out. So now it's just a matter of putting them all in there and making it work. Now you can do that all by measuring too if you want, but some people can't do math very well, so do it by the Braille method. Just put it in and see how it works. Okay, so we don't want this real long one, which was this one. We need 1 more of this one. Which is you. And we're going to need 2 more bags of these here to get enough to do the whole job. Nope, I need 1 more bag. And the fun part about this is it's all the same part number. Makes it fun. Okay, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Takes 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There you go. Got 9 of them there. Okay, now the easiest way to install studs is by double nut. I can use this chrome plated ones, or I can use my other ones that I always use, which are zinc plated, so I don't screw up the chrome ones there for them. Some customers don't appreciate when their new hardware looks like crap after you install it. Okay, so you go ahead and put your 2 nuts on there, tighten them together. All you do is take your wrench, like that, and just squeeze. And if you want to make it easy to take it apart, you put it on the other side and you squeeze again and it makes it looser. Instead of going like that, trying to break something, got more control with the squeeze. Okay, we can't put that one there because that's the wrong one. We can put it down there. And we're going to put a little Loctite on here, red. You always want to use a more severe Loctite on the stud going to the case than you do on the nut on top. Get a little carried away on that. Going to be some extra. Just about putting that all in by hand. Scale, pocket. Okay, looks like we're going to go about 900 installed height. Could be a little bit more than that. Get a little bit off the back side over here. There's 900 right there. About 920. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Washer on there. And the nut. Okay, that'll leave about one thread hanging out after you put the gasket on there. So it'll be nice and clean. And I'll put a little bit of Loctite, blue Loctite on the nut to help hold them on there. If you want to use a lock washer on there, probably put the stud about 950 out and you'll wind up about flush. Okay, so now I know what I need. Go ahead and do it on all of them. Okay. Oh. Damn, it won't screw on. What's wrong? Oh, dumbass, wrong side. You have to put the fine on the fine, the coarse on the coarse. They don't mix very well. They don't play friendly with each other. This one's getting tight. Nope, too far. Up there. Yeah, I'll need a little bit more out. It's about 910. I don't want it to be an uneven number. That'll be enough. Quarter turn more. Somebody's picky. Yep. Yep. Now they're the same. Very important to have them equal. Alright, so you can see how this is done fairly easily. Loctite on there, see? Next one. Okay, now we're going to put our longer one on. So we've got to add a little extra onto that. So we'll put an 1/8 inch onto our number. Make room for the bracket. Bracket's probably not 150 thick though, but it's probably, you might want to put a lock washer on the bracket maybe. So we'll give you just a little extra. Or maybe you'll space it out, who knows. Doesn't hurt to make it slightly more. make it 1050. Not quite. Just a tick under that. About 110 thou extra. Not that I'm picky or anything. Got to break it down into thousandths. Put your studs in. Very important. Surprising your eye will see that. I'll look at it and go, hey, that's different. What did I do? Is that the wrong stud? No, that's the right one. Stud looks shorter. It is shorter. No. It's the right one. Alright, well, that's how you do it. And these two are a little bit longer than the rest of them. Alright, I'll be back when I get them done. Save some time.